viewers, it's on me, Muhammad Sonic Blue. And yeah, here I'm going to demonstrate a Blue Eyes deck profile. I forgot to add one card to it, but who knows, I might get some others soon, hopefully, maybe. So without further ado, we're going to go to the deck profile. So for the monsters, I run 3 copies of my pride and soul, Blue Eyes White Dragon! Yep, he is the only normal monster that can be special summoned. You know, through any effect. Kaiba's ace card, yeah. That's why Blue Eyes White Dragon is the best card that you would ever, the ace of a card you would play, yes. I also run double copies of, I run 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Why do I chose to run Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon? Because it cannot be normal summoner set, and it must be first special summoned by revealing a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Because his name becomes Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, it becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field or graveyard. But once turn, you can destroy a monster, but it cannot attack this turn. That's why Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon would come in handy. Also for the other Blue Eyes cards, I run 1 Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Because when special summoned, I can add a ritual spell or a polarization from my deck to the hand. Because during my hand phase, I can add a level 8 or higher dragon type monster from my deck to the hand. But I can banish this from my graveyard, so I can have level 8 higher monsters gain 1,000 tap points. Even go your rank 8 plays if you want, yeah? But I can only use the effect once a turn. And only activate them when Blue Eyes White Dragon in the field or graveyard. And next up is Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Because my opponent cannot, it's powerful, you know, because my opponent, other cards my control can't be destroyed by my opponent's card effects. But I can only use the effects of Jet Dragon, you know. With Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, I can only activate them when Blue Eyes White Dragon is in the field or the graveyard. Because if any card in the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, what do? I can special summon it from my hand or a graveyard. But when it battles, I can target 1 card my opponent controls and I can return it to the hand. And next up is Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. When I normally special summon a Solid Dragon, I can negate any monster effects. And if my opponent would activate a card or effect, I can shuffle this back to the deck and bring out a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my deck as well. That's why I can only use Solid Dragon once a turn. And last but not least, I run 1 Dragon Spirit of White. Because when it's also treated as a Blue Eyes card as well. And it's treated as a normal monster while in the hand or the graveyard. But when normal is special summoned, I can target another spell card, my spell or trap my opponent controls, and I can banish it, my back row. But during either player's turn, quick effect, saying if my opponent controls a monster, I contribute it and bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand. And the 2 ritual monsters I'd run would be Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon and Chaos Max Dragon. Useful for, it can be ritual summoned with Chaos or more advanced ritual art. This one does have abilities to deal piercing damage. Well, Chaos Dragon, if you dare use a Blue Eyes, if you use a Blue Eyes to ritual summon that, all I can do is change the battle position as many monsters in my opponent control, and the attack and defense of the changed monsters goes 0, and also it can deal piercing damage as well. And Chaos Max Dragon, and I think Chaos Dragon cannot be, Chaos Max Dragon can deal dealt with piercing damage, but they both can be targeted or destroyed by my opponent's card effects. That's why it's the only thing that Chaos Max Dragon can do, and Chaos Dragon as well. Now we go to the other monsters. For the other monsters, I run double copies of Sage. You see, when I know summon Sage, I can add a level 1 light attribute tutor monster from my deck to the hand. And what can I do? I can discard this card, and I can target an effect monster, and I can send it to the graveyard, and I can bring out either Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon, or Solid Dragon, or Dragon Spirit of White. It could be awful easy to combo off with. and even sending Protector with the Eyes of Blue, which is what I run. And if I know something, I can bring out a level 1 light shooter monster, like any kind. Like Maiden with the Eyes of Blue, which I run. And what I do, I can send this to the graveyard and still summon it. But if Maiden is being targeted, all I can do is send this to bring out a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand deck of graveyard. That's why Protector can come in handy. But with Maiden, if it's targeted for an attack, I can negate it. And I can bring out a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand deck or graveyard. That's why it comes in handy, but you gotta switch his battle position as well. And next up, I would run one Master. Why I run Master, I can add back Save, or any other kind. Like Priestess. And with Master effect, I can shuffle this back to the deck, and I can send any effect monsters I want to the graveyard, like or combo off with Maiden. And I can bring out any Blue Eyes monster. Like Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, whichever comes first. Yeah. Sorry about that. That's why Master would come in handy. And according to Priestess, if a card effect is activated that targets this, I can send the effect monster I control to the graveyard, and add 2 Blue Eyes monsters with different names from my deck to the hand. But if it's in my graveyard, I can target a Blue Eyes monster I control, I can shuffle it and then bring it to the field. That's why I would use Priestess. So now we go to the next one. So for the next lineup, I run 2 copies of White Stone of Ancient. It could be discardable. That's why it's discardable with the Cards of Consequence, or Melody of Awakening Dragon. Because during the end phase, if it's in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, I can special summon any Blue Eyes monster I like Blue Eyes White Dragon, or Dragon Spirit of White, whatever it is. But I can banish it, and I can add a Blue Eyes to my hand, you know? And also I run White Stone of Legend, which is also discardable by Cards of Consequence. But if it's sent to the graveyard, I can add any Blue Eyes White Dragon from my deck to the hand. That's why it comes in handy. And for the other monsters, I run double copies Dictator of Dragons. Dictator of Dragons comes in handy, you know? Because when I have a Blue Eyes monster, I can choose attack target, you know? All I can do is I send a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my hand or deck to the graveyard and special summon it from my hand. Because of this, I can discard a Blue Eyes White Dragon or one card that mentions it, and I can bring back a Blue Eyes monster to my graveyard. Also, I run the King of Dragons. What can I do? I discard a spell, a trap to add Blue Eyes Summoning Dragon, Melody of Awakening Dragon, or Dragon Revival Rhapsody. That's why it comes in handy, because it's also named Lord of Dragons. Of course, I don't need to run Divine Dragon Ragnarok or King Dragoon, whichever comes first, yep. And last but not least, I run some of the others, you know, like one Effect Veiler, one Nebula Dragon, and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Effect Veiler, you can send it to the graveyard and negate any monster effect during your opponent's main phase at the end of the turn. That's why it comes in handy. Nebula Dragon, I can reveal another level 8 monster and bring it out. Easily going your rank 8 plays, you know. That's why you would use Nebula Dragon. And also, the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, I can bring out any dragon type monster I like from my hand or graveyard. Like Dragon Spirit of Light to banish off the back row. Could be easy, you know? That's all for the spell, that's all for the monsters, you know the spells. Spells, I want double copies of Bingo Machine Go. Can be a searcher for true light. Why? I can reveal 3 cards from my deck that meets one of the criteria below. Like a Blue Eyes monster or a spell or trap that specifically lists the card Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes White Ultimate. Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That's why it comes in handy, though. Your opponent should pick one of them randomly and shuffle into the deck. But you might want to be careful because it could be Ash Blossom. Why? And also on one vision with the eyes of blue. Why I'm on one vision with the eyes of blue is because when my opponent, when I activate this card, I can reveal a blue eyes white dragon from my hand and special summon a monster from my hand. And while it's a turn, I can target a face-up monster I control, and I can return it to the hand and I can apply the effects. Like if it's blue eyes white dragon, I can special summon a monster from my hand. Or another, I can bring out a blue eyes monster from my hand as well. That's why vision with the eyes of blue would come in handy. Also, I run 2 copies of Melody of Awakening Dragon. All I do is I discard a card, and after 2 Dragon type monsters that have 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 or less defense. That's why Melody of Awakening Dragon I can discard either White Motivations or Legend. And add up, I can add either Alternatives or Blue Eyes or Chaos Dragon or Chaos Max Dragon, whichever comes first if you have any ritual spell in your hand. And the next card that I'll be running is double copies of Return of the Dragon Lords. Why I run Return of the Dragon Lords? Because I can bring back any level 7 or 8 Dragon type monster in my graveyard and special summon it. Yeah. Because if it will be destroyed by, if a Dragon type monster I control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can banish it instead. Of course, I used to run Arc Brave and Divine Dragon Lord Spellbound. Right? So next up, we're gonna go to the draw engine. So for the draw engine, I want double copies of Trading. Why? Because I can just go level 8 monster, draw 2 cards. And like Blue Eyes White Dragon or this dragon. Or either kind, yeah? Also cards of confidence. So all I can do is discard a Dragon type tuner that has 1,000 or less attack points to draw 2 cards. It comes in handy, you know, cards of confidence. And yeah, you can discard any, like White Sword of Legend or Ancients. And that's why cards of confidence comes in handy. And now for the other spells, I like running Fang of Critias. What other thing I do? I can bring out a fused version of a trap card, like Tyrant Dragon. That's why it comes in handy. Also one Piercing the Darkness. Because if I normal special summon a non-token monster, I can draw a card. But when attack is declared, all I can do now is summon an opponent's monster and a monster that was a level 5 higher normal monster, or with ritual summon using a normal monster, fusion, synchro, exist summon that's using a normal monster. I can have it gain the attack points equal to the opponent's monster attack at the end phase. That's why it would. I can only use these effects once per turn. If it could help, that is. Stupid. Also, I want 1 copy of Dragon Shrine. Why? Because I can send a dragon type monster I control from my deck to the graveyard. But if it's a normal monster, I can send another one, like Blue Eyes White Dragon or White Sword of Ancients or Legends. Also, I want 1 for 1 because I can special summon any level 1 monster by sending a monster from my hand to the graveyard, like either White Sword of Ancients or White Sword of Legends or Blue Eyes White Dragon, whatever it is. All for the right Geki to destroy all my opponent's monsters. And also I run the Burial from a different dimension if I want to bring him back to the graveyard. And the next lineup, I run 1 Monster Reborn, because Monster Reborn usually comes in handy. Why? Because I can bring back a monster in the player's graveyard. Legendary Monster Reborn. Yep. And the ritual spells I run will be Advanced Ritual Art and Chaos Form. Useful for ritual summoning Blue Eyes or Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon or Chaos Max Dragon. For Chaos Form, you have to banish a Blue Eyes or a Dark Magician, which I only have a Blue Eyes. You know? That's why Chaos Form will come in handy. In Advanced Ritual Art, you can send Blue Eyes White Dragon as well. That's why it comes in handy. And for the fusion spells, I'll be running 1 Ultimate Fusion, 1 Dragon's Mirror, and a Polymerization. Well, with Ultimate Fusion, I can fuse during the main phase. I can fusion summon a fusion monster from my extra deck using a monster that matches Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as material by shuffling the fusion materials listed to the deck. But I can destroy face-up cards my opponent controls up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragon and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon used in the field as fusion materials. If you ever dare to bring out Dragon Master Knight using Blackluster Soldier or King of the Swamp, whatever it is, I don't know about Dragon Spear, but you can banish 3 Blue Eyes and bring out Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon until it comes first. And polarization can be useful as well. And for the next line, I run one World Legacy Guard Dragon, because you can move any target level 4 or lower Dragon type monster in my graveyard. Either add to the hand or put the summon it, whichever comes first. But I can move any Dragon type monster on the field to any other main monster zone, like from the extra monster zone as well. Also, one Mausoleum of White. Second normal summon an additional level 1 light tutor monster. That's why you can target Maiden with the eyes blue and bring back a Blue Eyes White Dragon as well. That's what comes in handy. Also, I'm on Silver's Cry, because you can bring back either Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dragon Spirit of Light. It's all for a spell. Now we go to the trap. The trap card, I run triple copies of True Light. Why do I run triple copies of True Light? Because my opponent cannot target Blue Eyes White Dragon or Monster Zone with card effect. It's just like Eternal Soul. But if it's face-up card was sent from the spell and trap card zone in the graveyard, all I have to do is get rid of all my monsters. So I can only use following effect. Like bringing back a Blue Eyes White Dragon to my hand or graveyard. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon must first be special summoned from the hand. I mean, it can be special summoned again if it was first special summoned from the hand and was sent to the graveyard. So Alternative White Dragon counted that. Or I can set one spell and trap that directly from my deck that lists Blue Eyes White Dragon on the text with a different name from the cards I control and in my graveyard. Any kind of traps which be it like Destined Rival. Because if I control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Dark Magician, I can negate all effects of all face-up monsters my opponent currently controls. So I can invoke Mechamon. And also I run Ultimate Creature of Destruction. All I do is I target a Blue Eyes monster I control. And that face-up monster is unaffected by card effects except its own, and it cannot be destroyed in battle. But if any monster that battles it is destroyed. But if I fit in the graveyard as Blue Eyes White Dragon, normal or special summon, all I have to, if I normal or special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, I can reset it from my graveyard, but I have to banish it with its field. Also I run Castle Dragon Soul. Once a turn I could banish a dragon type monster from my graveyard, and target one monster I control and gain some hard attacks at the end of the turn. But if it's sent to the graveyard and I control no monster, if it's the graveyard I can target one of my banished dragon type monsters and I can bring it back, you know? That's why it comes in here. I can only control one castle that I control. Also I run one Tyrant. He's good for Tyrant Burst Dragon, you know? With Tyrant Wing I can equip it to a Dragon type monster and it gains 400 attack points, but it can make 2 attacks on monsters. But during the end phase of an attack, I'll have to destroy it. If it attacks a monster, I'll have to destroy it. But Tyrant Wing can be used for Tyrant Burst Dragon, and equipping it to Blue Eyes and you can use it for Tyrant Burst Dragon, which I would do, yeah. Also I run Dark Atlas, so you know, couple back 5 cards from the graveyard to deck to draw a card. Well, that's all for the traps. Now we go to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I run Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. What I can do is must either fusion summon or special summon by sending the above monsters I control to the graveyard, and it cannot be destroyed by its battle. But if it's battle, it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters, but during each battle phase. But at the end of a damage step, if it attacks an opponent's monster, but if it's not destroyed, I can banish it. That's why. also I run the Tyrant Dragon. Because with Tyrant Dragon, it must be requires Blue Eyes White Dragon and any Dragon type monster. It must first be either fusion summon or special summon from the extra deck by triggering a Blue Eyes White Dragon equipped with a fusion monster. The problem is it's unaffected by trap, but they can unaffected by trap cards or effects, but they can attack all monsters my opponent controls once each. Very damage them. If it's battle, I can set a trap card from my graveyard, like Jar of Apples or any other continuous trap, whatever it is. And also for the fun part, I run Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. My opponent cannot target or destroy you with card effects, you know. What do you think it does? I can target a card my opponent controls and I can destroy it. But if I use Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, I can destroy 3 cards instead. So they can all attack during the turn, you know. And for the next lineup, I run Triple Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. As all it requires is 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons as well. What it does, if it's at the end of the damage step, if it's the only face-up card I control, I can send another Neo Blue Eyes from any other Blue Eyes fusion monster from my extra deck in the graveyard, and they can attack all monsters. That's why Neo Blue Eyes will come in handy. But if a card or effect is activated, a target of Blue Eyes, I can banish Neo Blue Eyes and negate it. But I can only use these. I don't know why I can send 2 of them to the extra deck in the graveyard. Neo Blue Eyes. The next up I run is Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon will be the only thing that's equipped. It must be special summon with effective by using the thing as critical and fusing with Tyrant. That's why I can equip Blue Eyes and bring out Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. It comes in handy as well. That's all for the monsters. Now we go to the sequel. I run a Blue Eyes Silver Dragon. And why? Dragon type monsters I control cannot be targeted or destroyed. I currently control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects at the end of the next turn. But during this standby phase, I can bring back either Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dragon Spirit of White, the 2 normal monsters. And I think I'll carry on Dragon Spirit of White's effects, like banishing a stellar trap from the opponent's back row. Next up is Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Why I run Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon is you can't special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time, but if a card effect in the graveyard is activated, I can negate it. So I'll tribute the Spirit Dragon and bring back a Zurai. The Zurai is my extra deck, and that cannot be destroyed by valid card effects at the end of the opponent's next turn. Early control, yeah. That's why it comes in handy as well. And also for the these monsters, I'll be running Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon and number 107 Tachyon Dragon. I would take control of his monsters through the end phase. A Tachyon Dragon, if I dare to use Blue Eyes, I bump up its power. Like once per battle phase, at the start of my battle phase, I can negate the effects of other face-up monsters currently on the field, and their attack and defense become original. But if I activate the effect this turn, and each time an opponent's card effect resolves, it gains 1,000 attack, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. This effect gains 1,000 until the end of the battle. Why? And also for the Lake monsters, I run Tyrant Dragon Pisky, Erratic Seal of Heavily Spears, and Link Crevo. Link Crevo could be the easy Link play, you know. Why do you think I use it? Because whenever my opponent's monster does an attack, I attribute it, and I'm changing attack points for the opponent's monster to 0. But I contribute either White Sword of Legend or White Sword of Ancient and bring it back. And then basically, I think the end phase could carry White Sword of Ancient's effects. Yeah? Erratic Seal, I contribute 1 monster from my hand or field, like White Sword of Ancient's from my hand, and I can return 1 face-up card or field to the hand. But if it's tributed, I can bring back out a Dragon type monster from my hand or deck, but its attack and defense becomes 0. And I think the card Dragon Pisky, I cannot special summon any monsters except for dragons. During the main phase, I can target any of my Dragon type monsters that are banished or in the graveyard and special summon it to them. So I go to 2 or more Lake monsters point, like White Stone of It. Like it points to Erratic Seal. I can hear about when I started smelling that, you know. Well, that's all for a deck profile. This is Mama Sonic Boom. Over and out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to subscribe, click on this tab. For more videos, click